Hey, if you want to create AI voice in more than 1100 languages, look at the map, more than 1100 languages. And in this video, I'm going to show you every single step that you need to use to create meta AIs or AI voice using meta AIs massively multilingual speech project MMS. At the end of this video, you would be able to go here in a Google Colab notebook completely free. You don't have to like or subscribe or anything. You're going to watch this video and in the description you're going to get this, and all you have to do is follow a bunch of steps which I will explain in the video, and at the end of the video you will have this kind of audio setup where you can see the audio talking. Like for example, I can give a text here which is in Tamil. I can say unna enakku romba pidikum, and it's going to create this audio that says let's get started. The first thing is Meta AI's massively multilingual speech project has got three main components. One, it can do speech to text. If you have got an audio, it can do text. Second, it can do text to speech, which is you give a text, it can create AI voice for you. And the final one is it can do language identification. So language identification can happen for more than over 4,000 languages, but text to speech and speech to text happens for around 1100 languages. And while we were wondering how to use this, we have got a very nice open source project called TTS MMS, text to speech with the massively multilingual speech project. And in this, you can go ahead and then see the entire list of all the languages that it supports. It gives more details here, but you can go see. And it also gives you all the steps that you need to follow to use this library. I'm going to use this library in my Google Colab and show you how to do this. This project wouldn't have been possible without the creator of this Google Colab notebook and also TTS MMS project. So please go ahead, give a star, and if you want to contribute to this amazing developer, go sponsor their project. First, go to this Google Colab notebook. I'll link this Google Colab notebook so that you don't have to struggle anything at all. All you have to do is after you come here, run everything. For the first time, just simply run everything. That is to make sure that you know everything is working as you expected. Once you run everything, just play this audio clip and make sure that audio clip plays. That means you have got the basic setup ready. After you have got the basic setup ready, then you can go and change it for your own language. But before we do that, I'm going to explain every single line of code here. So any change that you want to do, you know how to do it and what to do. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to install this library called TTS MMS, and that's the library we just saw. TTS MMS does text to speech AI voice creation with Meta AI's massively multilingual speech project. So once we have installed that library, the next step is for us to download the model. Before we download the model, we need to pick the language that we want. I've linked the link here, which is also from the same repository. So you can go here and pick any language that you want. For example, if Tamil is the language that I want to pick, I can go here and type Tamil and I know the language code. Or let's say instead of Tamil, I want to pick Malayalam. So I can go here and then say Malayalam, and I know the language code for Malayalam. So like this, I can go and then look for, let's say Swahili, and it gives me the language code. So go here, look for the language that you want and pick the language code. This is one of the most critical setup. So go here, look for the language code, or look for the language and pick the respective language code, which is actually a 3-letter code. Once you pick the language code, there are 3 places in this code where you need to update that language code. Line number 1, line number 2, and line number 3. So line number 1, line number 2, line number 3, I have marked that you need to update the language code. Now, where do you update the language code? This is the place and this is the place. The model that you're going to download is going to start with the language code. So you need to mention the right language code here. For example, because I want to download a Tamil model, I've said TAM. On the other hand, if I wanted a Malayalam model, I would have said MAL. Or on the other hand, if I wanted a Swahili model, I would have said SWH. Why? Because if I look for Swahili here, so I can go look for the support list and search for Swahili. Haley, and SWH is the language code for it. So pick the language code there and come back here and update here. In the first line, this is where you're going to download the model, and this is where you're going to save the model. So this is downloading the model from this particular URL. This is where you're going to save inside your Google Colab notebook. When you go inside your Google Colab notebook, it's going to save the model in the same name. That's where you need to give the language code name, the name here. So TAM goes here because the language that I've picked is Tamil, and that's why I've given TAM. The next thing that we need to do is we are going to unzip this and then load it into a new folder called data, and inside that we are going to create this language code, and that's where again you need to give the language code. So TAM goes here. Run this, the model gets downloaded, the zip file or the compressed file tar.gz file gets downloaded, and the next line you go here, unzip it and put it inside a folder, and you can go here, see this inside data, we have created a folder with the language code that we wanted to create. So TAM, and that's where the model details go inside. So that's what this line is doing, and this is exactly where you need to update your language code. MAL or SWH, this is where you need to update your language code. The next thing is, now we have got the model weights inside our Google Colab environment. The next thing is, from TTS MMS import TTS and then the language code. Once again, because whatever language code with which we created here, you can see that we downloaded a Tamil model and we saved it in this name, and we unzipped it and created a new folder, and that folder is what we are going to refer here, data/TAM, and that's what we're going to refer here in TTS equals TTS of that particular path where you have got this. This code will completely work on your local machine as well. If you're on Windows machine, you might have to make smaller changes, but otherwise this code should ideally work. The Python code should ideally work without any issue. So we've created a TTS object which is for Tamil at this point. So now I can give a short text. I can say TTS.synthesis, and then I can give a short Tamil text. In Tamil, I can read it for you. It says Unna enakku romba pidikum. In fact, the reason why I selected this is because this is not completely a literary way of speaking Tamil. So if you want to write a book, you wouldn't write Unna enakku romba pidikum. You would say Unnai enakku migavum pidikum, something like that. But I wanted to check if this TTS system or Meta AI's massively multilingual speech project, MMS project, can handle something that people colloquially say, not just write. And that's what I wanted to check here, and it does actually a pretty good job. Like when I play this, it actually does a pretty good job. Then I wanted to check what would it do if I give a very long text, not necessarily like a blog post or something, but a long text. And I went to Wikipedia, copied a bunch of Tamil text and came and gave it. And when I played it, it actually does a good job again. So it takes a bit of time. You can see that for this text, it took about 58 seconds. It's quite a long text, to be honest. And for that, it took 1 minute, approximately 1 minute. And still, it ended up doing a really, really good job. And it works super fine for me. So I'm going to repeat this entire video. So I can show you already, like you can see that I've already done a decent enough job of showing you for how to do it in one language. But again, to make it easier, like you can stop the video at this point, go ahead and do it for your language. But I wanted to do it for another language. So I'm going to go here and then do it for Malayalam. So I'm going to go here, instead of TAM, I'm going to say MAL, and I'm going to come run this. That means I'm doing it for Malayalam. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to do this and I'm going to run this. It's going to take a little bit of time to download the model, but as you can see, after it's downloaded, we're going to create a folder. So you can see that we have a new Malayalam file, and we're going to create a Malayalam folder, and we have dumped the model details in there. So now I'm going to go here and then change it to Malayalam again, which means I'm creating a new object, TTS, that's going to be for Malayalam language. But now, instead of giving a Tamil text, I have to give a Malayalam text. Only catch here is that I don't know Malayalam. So I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to get Malayalam text. I'm going to say, I like you a lot. And that's exactly what I want in Malayalam. So go here, get Malayalam, get this text. Enikki ninne uruppade ishtamanu. Okay, cool. That's nice. Come back here, paste the text here, run that here. So what I'm trying to do, trying to take the Malayalam text and I'm trying to convert into Malayalam speech, AI speech. Now I'm going to play this.
എനിക്ക് നിന്നെ ഒരുപാട് ഇഷ്ടമാണ്.
If you're a Malayalam speaker, please check if this is really good.
എനിക്ക് നിന്നെ ഒരുപാട് ഇഷ്ടമാണ്.
It does Malayalam well. I mean, I've spoken to a lot of Malayali friends, so I don't know, like in terms of the language in itself, like is it doing a good job? It sounds Malayalam, and I can validate what Google said and what is this, and it does a really good job. I mean, I think this is going to be a game changer in creating audiobooks or creating podcast or creating any AI voice material. And I mean, this is available for free, and this is for 1100 languages, not one, not two, 1100 languages. I mean, imagine the amount of literature that are available in so many of these languages that have never been digitized. I think this is one of the greatest time to digitize all these materials, and I hope this video will help you to do the same. I'm hoping to make a web application to make it easier for you to use the same, but I didn't want to hold this video until I code that, so that's why I wanted to get this out as soon as possible, so anybody who wants to try it out can try it out. Very quick overview: go install the library TTS MMS, and once you install, pick the language code from here and enter the language code here, enter the language code here, enter the language code here, and enter the language code here. Just run everything and put the text in the same language, like in Malayalam if you want in Malayalam, so put it in Malayalam. If you want in Tamil or Swahili, any language, just put that language here and then ask it to turn it into speech AI voice and then play it, and then you should have AI voice in 1100 languages using Meta AI's MMS, massively multilingual speech. It's an amazing project. Once again, thank you Facebook or Meta AI for open sourcing this, and also thanks to this developer who made this available for us to use it, one of whom. So see you in another video. All the required links will be in the YouTube description. Happy prompting.